One city. One club. We're back. The time is now.
Welcome to NUFC Talk TV. We are live now on NUFC Talk TV with a match reaction of Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid, Newcastle United at St. James's Park. I'm all over the place, man. My setup is going kind of nuts here, so I got a lot of things going on. But welcome to the channel, ladies and gents. Please, first and foremost, smash that like button right now. Again, new stream, got to do it again. Hit that like button. Come on, everyone. Please support the channel. Well, Newcastle just lost to Atletico Madrid 2-0. Was that expected? I will say we played good, by the way. I mean, good in the first half.
First off,
I think we would have capitalized on some of the, what do you call it? Some of the
chances
that we had. It could have been a different result, but it wasn't. So now we were in a predicament where we lost. Basically, we have not won a single preseason game. I know Carlisle win. You tell me, I don't care if you're a happy clever man, but you gonna count Carlisle? Come
Nope.
on, man. It's not. We can't count that. And so we have not won it. It doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't matter. It's about legs. It's about time in the legs and the players running and doing all that.
It's also about patterns of play and other things as well. That lots of times throughout all of the games that we've played, it hasn't been good, and there's times when it has been good.
So, with that being said, folks, Dom, if we can put up the link in the chat so people can. We are live, by the way. This is not recorded. We are very much live, so hit the like button. And, folks, let's throw the link out there so the fans, Newcastle United fans, can come on, have their say, and about the current situations. We got news about Malik Thiaw. We got news about Alexander Isak that we can discuss further with the people that want to join. So, anyway, let's throw the link out there. Can you need to set call in and have your say though. You got to put that on there so people know what it's for. Again, I think Dom did that anyway. We got it pinned up there anyway. It's done. Come on and have your say. The link is there. Join. You don't need a camera. You just need a mic. So if we can hear you, that is good enough. If you cannot hear us for some reason, just know we can hear you. So if we give you a thumbs up, just say your piece and go on about your merry day. You can call now via link. So the phone lines are open for all Newcastle United fans to tell us what they think. Gary, what do you make of us losing against Atletico Madrid, and what did you make of the game, mate?
What did I make of the game? The first half it was enjoyable. It looked like there was two competing games. Dom's just written down it's the first time in our club's history that we haven't won a pre-season game, if you take the Carlisle game out of the equation. So it is very much for me, it's a sorry situation that we find ourselves in, and I think that's the biggest thing for me is the case of, where is the depth of squad, and because we've been constantly looking at different players that have gone somewhere else, or you just feel as though, and somebody put it in the chat, where are the goals going to come from? Because today we had everything in the first half up until the final third, which is what we said. We had lots of chances from set pieces with headers with J7, and just can't find the back of the net. So, you're allowing teams then to come out in the second half, as Madrid did, made lots of changes, and they just used the ball. Then we looked absolutely knackered coming towards the end of the game, and they were just playing triangles and just making us chase the ball. And again, you look at the depth of squad, as Dom said in the watch along. It's chalk and cheese. It was like men against boys in the second half. And the one thing that really irritates me, and I keep saying it, these are professional players. I'm not talking about the young uns. Talking about the lads that did really well. Passing the ball 5-10 yards to feet rather than in front of or behind them. If the player's being marked, then you have to play into feet. That player then has to make that choice either to, lay off first time or get a hold of it and get his back into the chest of the opposition. And I just get a little bit miffed with the half turn all the time, trying to be bloody Maradona. when you haven't got the skill set to do so. You've got to keep hold of the ball. The only way you win games is by keeping the ball, because then you create chances. A lot of runs, down the wings, which look positive, but final balls into the box weren't very good. Again, I'm still a little bit not 100% sure of Elanga. He's got the pace, but has he got the final product? I mentioned it before. Do we play into his strengths? I don't think we do. I just think we are struggling up front. We need a striker. We need a target man. We need somebody who can hit the onion sack, because it takes the pressure off everybody else if you can score goals. I'm a little bit disappointed in midfield. I thought Harrison Ashby did okay. The last 20 minutes of the first half, disappeared in the second half. Alfie Harrison looks miles away from producing anything for us. So again, you're looking at areas. I thought Anthony Gordon looked lost through the middle, as we said at the start. Lots of swapping and changing positions in the second half, and again, doesn't help you, because you've got to change your mindset then to play in a different setup. And again, even with Elanga going through the middle, no service. If you're not going to get the service through the middle, then what is the point in making changes? To me, there's a lot of question marks thrown on this team now. On, is there players that can make a difference? Well, as I've seen yet this pre-season, it seems same old. So we just need to make something positive that's coming from all the negativity.
Yeah. Anybody else in the building as well? We're gonna get to you in a second, mate. Hit the like button. 400 people watching at the moment. Newcastle United losing against Atletico Madrid at St. James's Park. Is it about the result, mighty win? What do you think right now?
Well, it's not about the result, but it is about the results, because, hopefully if you have good performances, that'll result in good results. And our results have been poor, but that's because our performance has been poor. And that's the thing. I mean, the only thing you can say is that we haven't ever once, which is a bit strange for me, had what you would consider to be our starting 11 all on the pitch at any one time. But as we've said before, Newcastle's problem isn't the starting 11. It's what comes off the bench when one of those starting 11 has to go off. And whilst we're a little better now than what we've been, we're still, light years away from having a fully functioning, 20-man squad. So
Interesting.
it's been disappointing, and of course the whole thing has been overshadowed by the Isak nonsense.
In what sense? You think the players are not performing because of that?
I don't know. You'd think it's kind of got to be affecting them a little bit. It shouldn't. To be fair.
I don't think so. But why would you assume that? I don't. As a matter of fact, I think that would make me stronger. I think Joe Linton actually. Watching him, I could see that. I don't know. I'm assuming. Obviously,
J7 had a good game.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because everything about it was strong. Looking at the fans, if I want to assume anything about this Isak situation, I could assume that Joe Linton, on that particular case, he's taking it as if we're dying for this club. So I don't know that. I mean, Tonali going?
I was quite happy with J7's performance.
Well, I'm saying, like, is Tonali really? Who had a bad game? Yeah, Elanga. Elanga had a great first half, but are they really? Let me get to Andy Bell. Are they really taking this? Are they not playing good because of Isak? I don't know.
Well, it's hard there's no way in hell that some of the players haven't got that on their mind, that he's obviously the situation he's at. But as Wynn says, that shouldn't really be affecting him. The annoying thing for me is, and I think Gary alluded to it before, we have that many chances in the first half. This is when you don't have a potent striker up top. When you do get chances, albeit simple ones in the box, you've got to try and take one of them. A couple of Joe Linton's, one of them's a free header he sticks over the top. The other one he hits straight to the goalkeeper. And you feel as if at that point we needed something to kick on. Otherwise, there was going to be a period in the game Atletico Madrid were going to, pose a threat. As soon as they started posing a threat, we folded. For me, going back to Joe Linton there, he started really well. It's as if the rest of the team, once he started struggling, the rest of the team followed suit. Going back to another thing that Gary said there before, the last half hour, simple 5-yard passes. Trippier was the main culprit for it as well. He's either miscontrolling his first touch, which means he's hurrying his pass. The amount of balls that Alfie Harrison had to step back into or go forward and then took him into an Atletico Madrid player. So I think we need another look at him, because I don't think today was a fair reflection of what he's capable of. But this comes back down to, as soon as Botman went off, Lascelles' defending for Griezmann's goal is inexcusable. It is inexcusable. That's why he, at the moment, if he gets minutes next season, we're in trouble. Thiaw has to hurry up and sign, because
well,
for me,
I
that is.
I don't necessarily agree.
Well, hold on. Let me get to the super chat. As you know, super chats are more important than anything we have to say. All the fans of super chat. So, Olusola Adun, thank you for the $9. Said the Newcastle project is 2 years ahead of time, only masked by the hard work of Eddie and the boys. This summer shows we are. Come on, put it up. We are miles. We are miles behind the cartel clubs. Let's get our management plan our future. Thank you very much, Olusola Adun. Thank you for the $10, man. Appreciate that.
Sorry.
Go on, man.
Leo Shaw getting 3 minutes. What is the point? 3 minutes. It's fine.
We are knackered.
I agree
What
with
is
you, man.
the point giving them 3 minutes?
Well, it's. I don't know. But let me. I agree with you there. Let me welcome Big Yings. Big Yings in the building. Oh, he's ready. He's ready to cook. He's ready to cook, man. He's ready to cook.
No,
Big Yanks ready to cook right now.
I'm not ready to cook at all, but I think it just all boils down to, like, again, the Isak situation. I don't think any manager will be able to have a plan in place to deal with it. It is what it is, but it does boil down to recruitment, in my humble opinion. Not to take it. I'm not here to blame Eddie Howe, because I still want Eddie Howe as our manager. But essentially, at the end of the day, we have had more than enough time to identify enough players to at least add depth to the squad. We're seeing that we're a very, very small squad, and it's very brittle at this moment of time. And we've played 5 different teams, and in my humble opinion, except for maybe Espanyol, we weren't the best side, especially as a Champions League quality team. So again, I don't know what's going to happen from now, but I won't be surprised if we see a lot of signings become expedited immediately because of the lack of quality that we currently have.
Well, is that not a need? Is that not a good thing?
It's not a need, but we try to warn everybody that the lack of movement is going to lead to, now we're seeing the ramifications of the lack of movement that we've done in the transfer window from now. So it can be rectified. I have to have faith in the manager and the whole squad and the management team to get that dealt with. But the warning was on the wall a while ago, and I'm not going to take, I remember Embremo said no, so said no. I'm not going to take that. No, there should have been a plan in place to at least bring in reinforcements so that we don't see a pre-season, or we don't walk into pre-season without enough players to actually deal with other teams, and we're seeing that being played out.
Great.
When you were saying that you don't agree with Andy Bell,
about what?
Okay, never mind. You forgot
about
already.
most things, yeah, but
well, you lost it. Okay, I get it, man. Sometimes when you get to a certain age, you lost your train of thought, man. It's okay. But no, you were saying what was he? What were you saying when Bell that he disagreed with that you were at the end there?
I think it was possibly Lascelles that he said that he wasn't.
I think the problem with Lascelles is he needs a he needs a director beside him, which both Shea and Botman can be. He can't be the main man.
You've also got to think though. Where did the goal come from? It come from a misplaced pass again. You know, Gordon miscontrols it. You haven't got anybody with pace behind you because everybody's still in that, in the attacking mindset. They've overloaded the penalty area, and this is what we were saying before. We haven't changed. If you gamble by throwing players high, then you've got to win the ball back on the halfway line. If you give the ball away cheaply like we did today, good players punish you. Carry on with this one, mate.
Steve, by the way, thank you very much indeed for your £10 super chat. From your 10, oh no, I thought it was an inverted E. No, I guess it isn't. Anyway, I don't think many of our people, I thought Pounds had an inverted E, man. I don't think many of our fans are ready for how bad this season is going to be. We're way off it, all over the park, no goals anywhere in the team. Barnes, maybe. But he can't play football. He can't play football, Barnes. Steve, by the way, I think you're a little bit tough, or a little bit too rough on Mr. Harvey Barnes, who is, I think, I'm going to lean towards you. I'm not going to say that this season is over, but I'm going to lean towards you that it's going to have a lot of challenges. But if that's the case, Harvey Barnes is probably the only player in this squad that can possibly fix a problem. It's unpredictable. He might get you 3 points out of nowhere. I think he might be the only one in this team that can do that, other than Gordon maybe. But obviously Barnes has proven that he can actually just score if we're having a bad time.
But again, the trouble is with Harvey Barnes, and it's been shown before. Harvey Barnes is so hit and miss. He was non-existent today. One of the poorest performances I've seen of Harvey Barnes today, down that left-hand side. And that's what if that's what you're relying on, he needs to be week in, week out player. And again, this is why we were saying about him coming off the bench and being one of those players that can maybe change something. The trouble is with Harvey Barnes, you just don't know what type of player you're ever going to get, whether he's going to come on and be that, intent type player, or like today, he looked very lethargic in his game. His passing was awful. He didn't beat his player once. With any conviction, didn't get any balls into the box. So you start saying to yourself, well, when you look at Sue Park yesterday, or Park Song Sue,
Park Song,
I call Auntie Sue.
He was, even though we didn't get a result, we got a draw. But what I'm saying is, he gave you something with a bit of electricity. There was an end product. Because he got there, there was a couple of times that he could have crossed the ball, but he decided to come back. But that's a trade that he'll learn. So, with Harvey Barnes, he's an experienced player. He's got to start playing the game that suits his style of play. And you play your little triangles there. And there was a couple of times with the way J7 played more central today. He was isolated. There was a couple of times the midfield too, with again Alex Murphy and Tonali playing that role. Harvey Barnes and Elanga. Elanga's got the pace to get him out of trouble. Harvey Barnes hasn't got that. So what you get then is you're relying very much on your fullback to overlap. And again, Tino didn't seem to want to get down the line as much as normal today to support that role. So again, to me, it was a little bit disjointed. Now, again, you can only go and assume that the gaffer has said to the lads, I want you to play this way. I want you to play in triangles. I want you to keep hold of the ball and work the passing. Because to me, it was a totally different way of playing than we normally do. It was a bit more pep style, and it just doesn't suit our style of play because we haven't got the players that have the ability to do that for 90 minutes.
Boki, welcome to the stream, mate. First time in club history, Dom, our underdog behind the scenes, telling us first time in club history we have not won the preseason game. And first time ever we didn't win the Sella Cup. So that is a travesty in itself. But Boki, what do you make of this performance that I think speaks more about what's going to happen next week, the following games, more than just this game in itself? What do you make of it?
I mean, the result, you're worried about, but it's a friendly, so you can kind of take a result like that in a friendly. It's more the pattern that's beginning to emerge that the squad just isn't good enough. We do need to get some players in. I'm sure everyone would agree, but I think at this point it doesn't need to be internal arguing. We just need to all pull together and get behind them. We all know we've got our opinions, but at this stage, it's get behind Eddie and the lads and give them as much support as we can, because by the looks of it, they're going to need it next week.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's interesting because Boki, I think you're really worried now. If I can say so myself, from your tone of voice, you're not even bothered to argue anymore. You're just scared of what's to come. I feel like.
I don't think it's scared to argue. I think he's just
No, not scared to argue, but I'm saying like
we're in the trenches now. You know,
we've been welcome win. By the way, we've been welcome.
There was a phase of play, wasn't there, in the game? I think Gary alluded to it just before you started the instant reaction. Atletico Madrid were looking for a foul. We broke. I think Alanga went through. He passed the ball to Gordon, and there's a change of play. The ball comes into the box. Gordon's just got to control the ball, take control of the ball. Yeah. Alanga's right next to him. You can leave it off for Alanga, or you can take it yourself. And they do neither. That sums us up entirely. We're toothless up front.
Alanga's first touch when he was through as well, right through to the keeper. You know what I mean? He had a clear chance. Even if it's his first time, you've got a shot at goal.
Thank you very much, Jonathan Francois, for the $5. It says the only... one click the button. The only positive of this preseason is the games don't count. Need new players badly. Really concerned at the state of the club at the moment right now. So a lot of concerns.
Yeah, I think that sums everybody up, doesn't it?
Mighty Win just joined the party though last week, which is okay. But as you can look at Boki right now, we've been getting burned by this. by the trenches that we've been in the whole transfer window. You just happen to realize that it's happening, but we've been dealing and worried. We've been calling it out, some of us fans calling it out, that this is happening, that we are not proactive, that we are inept when getting players. And right now, at this moment in time, now it looks like we're going to get Thiaw, which is great. A little too late, but it's great.
You'll be a good
idea. If we're saying Thiaw and Wissa and another striker.
Yeah, but the other striker can't be.
Closes and a couple of midfielders.
Okay, Wayne. Yeah, but I mean, we agree that that's what we need. How about is that going to happen? I mean, we got two weeks.
By all the reports we're reading now, things are starting to happen.
We are one player that can player short. It doesn't matter what whatever way you look at it. We are a player short that can create from midfield. We've got a worker. We've got three workhorses in the midfield that is going to be your starting three. Your J7s, your Brunos, and your Tonales. Between the three of them, you have to really question whether anybody can unlock the hinge, because they don't. They're different style of players. They like to give and go and have players running behind. The biggest thing for me is if we can find somebody like a Griezmann who can just sit in that hole and keep that tempo of the game. An outlet constantly. Somebody who can just feed the ball. Then you don't need to have a centre forward dropping into that hole. And then again, because we're playing two wide men, and it looked very much like touchwood, it's not a serious one. If we lose Anthony Gordon as well, not only have you lost somebody who can run in behind, you've lost somebody who with a bit of pace. So you're going to end up with Barnes, who plays a different style of football. So if Eddie Howe thinks about having these two diagonal players running in behind because of the way we play with a centre forward dropping into the 10, he has to reshuffle now. He has to rethink the pack. We need a centre forward to stay in a centre forward position. We need to go and find a player who can hold on to the ball and run into the channels, because at this present moment in time, it is far too easy to see how Newcastle are setting up and how Newcastle are going to play. And it's like you saw with Madrid. Madrid are quite happy for you to have the ball, which is their style of play. They'll come narrow as a 4-4-2, but there was always an outlet when they had the ball. Always an outlet, because when one goes long, it takes the defenders away and one stays short in the hole. Even though when you look at the setup, it's 4-4-2 narrow. And to me, like I said, Eddie Howe needs to have a look at Simeone, have a chat with Kieran Trippier, who's played alongside these players, and say, how was it so hard for us to actually get in and behind them today? Because apart from set pieces, in open play, we didn't look like scoring in 90 minutes.
Could Grealish on loan maybe play a 10? I'm not saying that as a starter, but he could add something off the bench, and then he gives you
Look,
also a bit of backup on the
I
back
will
line.
never understand why there's Newcastle fans that turn their nose up to players with the experience of Grealish. You know, you can figure out a way of them playing, but you know, we need players, and if they're experienced and they can adjust, why wouldn't you be open to them? Why
I
wouldn't
mean,
you?
That's
we're
300
kind of
grand
beating
a
around
week.
the bush of exactly what we need. We need strikers. We need
Well,
people.
we need that. That is a fact. We need that. In a sense.
The rest of the team, yes, we're weak in places, but we've got absolutely nothing up front. Absolutely
Too
nothing.
easy.
And,
And that's what.
so you've got no hold up play. We've got wingers that are speedy and can get in and get it behind, but we just haven't got that focal point up front. We need a decision by the start of the Premier League whether Isak plays, which I don't think he will. If he does stay, he won't play until the end of the transfer window.
No. No.
But if he's not staying, we need somebody in as a focal point up front. Otherwise, basically, we're going to be 4-6 points behind before we even get into the start of the season for the first 2
We're a
games.
pencil and all that, aren't we? We're a pencil and he led.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, you know, you look at Grealish. I mean, what Grealish gives you, I know he likes to play out on the left-hand side, but you draw fouls with Grealish. Grealish is good with his feet. He's good technical ability. You're never going to get Grealish as he played at Aston Villa because he's past that now. But what you can get is a bloke who knows how to hold the ball up, who knows how to create. You know, he'll give and go into 5-yard passes, and that's all it is. Today, you've seen 5-yard passes in behind or in front of players, and then you get Real Madrid just pouring a toe on it, and before you know it, you've turned what could have been a good attacking scenario into a defensive formation because you've lost the ball cheaply again, and you can't afford to do that in this league. You've got to keep hold of the ball.
And Punt Mag's saying that he's on 300K and Man City want already. He has told Everton that they have to pay the full salary. Look, we can tell Man City, listen, man, paying half of it is better than all of it. So what you gonna do? You got 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, at some point, can we ever get in a conversation where we at least put up some sort of a fight or some sort of personality with whoever's talking in these negotiations, and just
we're talking about it on Sky Sports, Chris. Sorry to interrupt you. Yesterday, apparently, if there's a £4 million loan fee, they're happy to reduce his wages to 50%. But again, that's an expensive loan, 150 grand a week.
Well, we just paid $4 million for a Ramsdale. Did we not? How much did you say? You said $4 million, right?
Yeah, 4 million loan fee plus 50% contribution.
That's exactly plus 30. I think the 30,000 different there between Ramsdale and.
So it's going to cost about 10 million in all.
I mean, look, man, we need a squad for the season, and we'll see what happens after that. You know, we'll see what happens. If it's good enough, if it's not, then he can go back where he came from. It's not a big deal. Super chats. Olusola says, "Are we looking into Kolomuani? I saw his highlights. The boy can play well. He can play. He and Wissa will hit the ground running and fast too. Ebereki Esse in midfield. Listen, why not? You're going to tell me that
like Arsenal are going.
I don't know what's happening. Yeah, Arsenal are linked, but they've been linked with him. They've been linked with him. But look, listen, I will, to a certain extent, I don't want to get into another bidding war where we lose, obviously. So we're going to have to speak there, say, listen, man, would you be open, yes or no? If not, then we move away. Matty Gorman, 90 million plus Harvey Elliott, jobs are good one. With Matty Gore.
So what you're saying, Harvey Elliott's worth 60 million? Nah, I wouldn't pay that for him.
You know what I mean? I think they want to. Harvey Elliott's is getting a lot of praise. I'm not too sure about, honestly. I mean, he's a nice lad, but they really have a. First of all, why is Liverpool wanting to get rid of him if he's that good? I don't know.
Well, Harvey Elliott's actually wanting to go. Because he wants first team football. It's World Cup year, and he wants to be a guaranteed starter. We can't give him that.
Well, nobody can guarantee anything anyway. So I think he wants to go where he thinks he might play. And over here we do got I don't know if he'll play a lot, but I would.
I think what Harvey Elliott could do, if he came, he could come off the bench, do a job, and very quickly prove to Eddie that he should be starting.
And by the way, Newcastle United sending up a post right now. We apologize for the technical issues today with the live stream. Those affected will be refunded the value of the match. So whatever the match is worth, which is I don't know what is it,
$7.99.
whatever, will be
600.
refunded. That shouldn't be happening with Newcastle United. To be honest, I don't know what the hell's going on, man. If you can't handle it, just talk to a TV company and just say, look, you guys take care of it. Well, you'll get a cut. But if you can't do it, just don't do it, man. I don't listen. We're live streaming now. It's not going down. I mean, obviously, it's not going. Look, nothing's stopping us from getting 1 million people watching at the same time. You know, just put it on YouTube. I don't know.
Wingspan kind of limits to it, but
Put it on YouTube for members. You know, and they have to pay whatever amount to watch it. I don't know, man. But the live stream going down all the time. It's unbelievable to me how that happens. I shouldn't have paid anyway. I should have been watching on Golazo Sports. To begin with, I didn't even know. And wait a minute. Somebody Abdullah Newcastle, who is I don't know if he's a journalist from Saudi Arabia. I don't think he is no, but he's confirming the Thiaw rumors. I mean, everybody's really saying that it's a done deal, isn't it? But I don't know. I guess that would be. But Paqueta, I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't understand why we're not. Then again, we might be. Mighty Wins always hoping, that everything is private and nobody knows nothing.
Colomwani is.
Colomwani in a heartbeat, man. But everybody's now saying that it's not going to happen. So
I like him. Paquetá would be a real good addition, I think. He's like Gary was saying there, he's got that. He can play that single pass that unlocks the defence. And he doesn't have to be playing balls over the top. He can do it from the edge of the box, quick little 1-2s. Balls through, but you've got to have a striker that's on the move, and we don't have a striker that's on the movement.
And by the way, there is a here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Malik Thiaw to Newcastle. Here we go. New centre back for Eddie Howe. Agreement in place. 40 million euro package. Add-ons included. AC Milan verbally accepted the proposal. Deal at the final stages as reported earlier and now done. Thiaw only wanted Newcastle United. Medical soon. Ain't that nice to hear for once? He only wanted Newcastle. How many teams were in for him? Newcastle.
At least that sorts out the pace at the back and the centre backs, doesn't it? You get that lad in.
I'm telling you, man. Thiaw will be great. Thiaw will be great.
You know what the problem is, though, don't you? He saw us playing in black and white and thought it was Juventus.
Oh, the Bianconeri, man. Coming for the Bianconeri.
Did anyone see this stat about him? So in the top 5 leagues in Europe of centre-backs under 24-year-old, he's got the most progressive passes out from the back of anybody.
I haven't seen that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's certainly what we need. What do you guys make of Nick Pope playing? Definitely pressured because he has to perform. He has to perform with his feet.
It's going to be an interesting decision, to say the least.
I mean, he made one good save. I mean, you've got to give credit where credit's due. But I'll tell you something now. When he went for that ball in the 80 minutes and he bent down, I thought he was going to pick it up for one. And I'm like, what are you doing, lad? You're 10 yards out of your box.
And then he kicked it when he was like in the...
Yeah, it was as if he was trying to fool everybody else around it. And all he did is fool every fucking watching. You know what I mean? Because he was like, what are you doing, lad?
And straight to Atletico.
Crazy. Yeah, crazy.
I know everybody says having, obviously, people challenge for positions is always a good thing. But sometimes it does make, and especially in goalkeepers, it does make them have little, like, bloopers. Because they're so worried that they're going to do something wrong that it happens because they're worrying about it. You just hope that doesn't happen with them. Yeah. Well,
we saw against Liverpool, didn't he? He likes to use his hands outside the box. Yeah. And that was the thing that worried me. It was like a case of, oh, here we go again. I know it's only a friendly, but there's no need for this.
I think refs should give him a little bit of a chance, though, because, I mean, he's better with his hands than he is with his feet outside the box.
Yeah. Maybe you should put gloves on his feet. See if we can,
That's what I was going to say about your comment at the very start of what you said, Gary, about, he made that great. Listen, we know he's a fantastic shot stopper, right? I think everybody would agree that. There's few that are much better than what he is at stopping shots. But it's the rest of the game, the command in the box, the coming for crosses, and the distribution and footwork. That's the key thing.
That's the key one. Olusola, thank you very much indeed for another $10, mate. It says, even Esse and Wissa, we need proven performers that will lift that team. If we were going to pay $90 million for Sesko, who is not proven yet, price tags don't guarantee performances. You must still perform. I agree with that. I think that's a lot of what Gary says all the time. And I think we have no one like this that is actually has done it in football. You know, Grealish could be one, right? And listen, they might not play, but we need people like that know what it's about, that's been there in finals, that's won Champions Leagues. You know, we haven't gone for. Quite honestly, I'm not saying it will sound like I'm, like I don't, like I'm pouting because of Sesko. Sesko, quite honestly, looking at the stats, man. I mean, he looks good, but the stats, 13 goals, man, for Leipzig. I mean, compared to the other guy from Porto, it's night and day. And now looking at it, I mean, it's painful that you lose a battle against Man United. It's true. But I don't know if it was a loss. At 90 million we were in for.
I thought it would have been a great buy.
Okay.
Yeah,
And by the way, 13 goals in the Bundesliga is
here we go. Fucking hell.
exactly. Here we go again.
Yeah, how many?
21 and 0 comps on it. It was 21.
How many did he score against Cologne, man? Come on, man. How many did he actually score against Bayern or Dortmund?
Yeah, she scored scream against them.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, listen.
This is the position we've got ourselves into, in that we are having to look at players that we really didn't want. So we're going to bring players in on big contracts for big money that really we didn't want in the first place. Again, I'm not going to be on negative tonight, because as I say, it's time for everyone to pull together. But it is it is a difficult situation in regards to signing players now, in that we're getting who we didn't want, which is major issue.
We're getting to the bottom of the list.
The trouble is, though, I mean, you have a look at. We spoke literally just at the start of the second half. Sorry, and we said, like, Griezmann. You know, you look at Griezmann. He didn't do a great deal in that second half. Didn't need to, but that goal just shows the quality in class. One touch out of his feet and a side foot into the corner. You know, he didn't give Popey time to plant his feet. Didn't give him a chance. And these are these type of players that are quick thinkers. The only problem is, like I said, Griezmann's great, but you've still got to have players that think like him outside the box, in and around you. You know, it's okay having these playmakers that play with you week in, week out. And this is where your tactics and your coaching comes into mind, because you've got to have an out. And unfortunately, Newcastle's only out now is like kicking it long and just getting in a defensive formation, waiting for the ball to come back. And that is sometimes, like I said, that was the only reason I can see him wanting Elanga. Because now, in set pieces, if you've got somebody like Elanga who sits on the halfway line, Salah-esque, you know, it's an out for them all the time, isn't it? Just by humping the ball long, and hopefully his pace gets in behind. But if I'm honest with you, his first touches, for me, and I've said it, you know, I don't see a quality player there yet. Maybe Eddie can prove me wrong.
Somebody's saying this is Romano right now saying, here we go for Newcastle. He's crying there with his spaghetti on his bowl because he finally has to make a good report on Newcastle.
Have to go, lads, but take care of yourselves, everybody.
Right,
thanks.
Okay.
Cheers. Anyway, so, well, listen, again, this game is not, it wasn't, the result's not important. They made 11 changes, I believe, or maybe less, but a lot of changes in one, all in one go. And it was a bit funny, to be honest. I was like, man, but that had to do a lot, because that's how they started scoring, you know, and they really won it because, you know, Griezmann's unbelievable.
I totally agree with that one.
Finish. Andrew Barnway, put it up again, please. £5. Thank you very much, mate. The bottom of the list is still better than any Mike Ashley list. Well, yeah, I agree with that, man. But that is one happy clapping statement there. I mean, you know, it's you're right, I guess. But anything is better than Mike Ashley, and you know, so I'm not sure I want to do better than Mike Ashley. I want to exceed. I want to be top of the cream, man. And but to be honest, I don't think that in this particular case, Malik Thiaw, I don't think that's the 10th choice. I don't think that at all.
We wanted him in January, didn't we?
We were linked with him before.
Yeah, but so I think his third choice, you know, Gay was number 1, Scalvini was number 2.
Says who?
Well,
I
they're,
think that's
they're,
just
they're the
pecking order,
centre
isn't it?
backs that we've been after so far.
Yeah, no, but last
I mean,
season it was.
you could argue Houston was number one when we gave
Listen.
up on Gay. So Houston, Gay, and
Hoyson, man, again,
Calvin.
that's another. We were never in for Hoyson, man. We were seeing what he's doing, and then Real Madrid came in. There was no bid, none of that stuff, man. Come on. Same with Acuna.
Because it was really pointless bidding once Real Madrid.
It's the same thing with Cunha and Mbuemo. We were never in for him, so we can't take those losses, man.
Same as Van Hecke, like Iniesta's just put in there. We asked about availability, and he wasn't available.
That's it.
That's not going in and putting a bid in for him and being rejected. It's totally
Forget
different.
the bid. But I would say actually Thiaw has been the second option because before it was heavily reported about Thiaw. This kid from Atlanta wasn't even thought of.
So that's exactly what I'm saying.
I think he's our second choice.
He's not the bottom of the list. It's just that our targets, our impetus so far has been to try and get a striker. And now we've moved down. It looks like Wissa's done. So now we're looking at the other positions now. And as we've said, the hierarchy.
Well, glad we didn't get him Mbuemo, boy.
Can you imagine him on the sausage rolls? The great.
He been eating over there in Manchester, man. He's been busy. So happy we didn't get him. But listen, I'm not. I think Thiaw was a good signing. The problem is the center forward. We can't, for some reason, manage to sign one. Are we going to sign a replacement for Isak this window after him being told that he's not going to be sold at all? So that's the latest report from Luke Edwards in the Telegraph.
That is the most important thing. If Eddie Howe has one task to do in these next 5 days, it's to get Wissa on board as your. I mean, it is a get out one because at the end of the day, Wissa hasn't really he's not gonna have time to find his feet at Newcastle. He's just gonna literally have to be thrown in the deep end. But Eddie Howe needs to make a statement. He needs to make a signing. He needs to make somebody, the likes of Isak, who thinks he's bigger than Newcastle, to stand up and think, what am I doing here? Because I am now, what I was fans' number one choice, according to Eddie Howe, I'm now going to be number 3 in the pecking order. And it is the World Cup year. And like I said, whether that becomes a choice at the end of the window where Newcastle have to start saying, if Liverpool are really wanting him that badly and they come in and put an offer in of around about the 130 mark, which is, what's been leaked out there, 130 plus 10, I think he'll go. But he won't go until we've played them.
Would you take 120 and Harvey Elliott?
Harvey Elliott again, man. This guy.
If he would come.
Do we need Harvey Elliott?
That's the problem. We can't just accept.
Again, that's the problem. You're getting a player effectively very cheaply, but
for what?
Does he fit in? He's just a good player, and he's a great player to have coming off the bench in any game.
Well, anyway, we got Gary Mohan joining us as well via call-in. Gary, how you doing, mate?
Hello, Chris. You all right?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
How are you, Win?
Yeah, top of the pops, mate. What do you think?
And all the other lads as well.
Yeah, obviously.
Nice to
That's
meet
Gary.
you.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, so
meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Only me. Right.
You are ultra happy clapper, man. So I'm scared of you.
Well, I'm going to keep it short, all right? But there's one thing, right? I've thought about the last couple of days, right? Everybody is lambasting Isak, right? Like he's the devil incarnate. Okay, what he's done is totally acceptable, disgusting, blah, blah, blah. But you think of his situation from his point of view. He came on board with this club, with the project. He was totally committed to it, etc., etc., etc. And then he must feel as though he's just been lied to and let down for at least the last year. Once Amanda left, he was promised the improved contract, and he was happy to do that. he was happy playing for Newcastle, and all that in place, he would have been here and given it 100%. Then nothing happened. Promises got broken, and Mitchell comes in. Amanda and Murdad get moved on from the club. They didn't leave; they got moved on, and Mitchell comes in and looks at the situation and turns round to Isak and flatly says, "No, you're not getting any more. You're getting paid enough, right? So you can forget about the contract." Now, how would you, if you were Isak, how would you feel about that?
I would feel upset, and then I would tell my club, guys, you guys didn't fulfill my promise, so I need to look for another club.
Exactly.
I will be. I will be. Hold on, give me a second. I'm responding. I'm Isak. So let Isak speak. I'm speaking.
Hey.
So I'm saying, I'm Alexander Isak. I want to leave now. You guys didn't give me a promise that you promised me, and so we're gonna go. I'm gonna go do the media stuff over there in Japan and in Korea, and then obviously we're part of the preseason. But I just want to find a club by the time the Premier League kicks on, and then it would have been happy ever after, and do it the right way. But no, he went and did whatever the hell he wanted. Therefore, he is El Diablo for Toon fans, Mr. Gary Mon. No matter how many times you want to paint it, he certainly is, man. What's the matter with you, man? You took the ultra happy clappy pills.
No, because he's just turned around and said, basically, he feels as though the club's turned around to him, and after all he's put into it, and you've got to say, he's been absolutely magnificent for us in his time with us. Right? When he's been fit, of course, but he's put 100% in, and he's did great for it. So he basically lived up to his part of the bargain. Now he must feel as though the club had turned around to him and said, "Right, okay, F you," right?
Nah, well, we don't know that.
And he's basically putting the shoe on the other foot, and he's saying to them, "No, F you."
Exactly.
Okay. So let's not make Gary. Let's not make it a monologue, then. So let's go then.
Gary, can I just ask you, buddy? Again, I don't want to. I agree with a lot of what you're saying. The biggest concern for me, and by the way, it's Gary. By the way, Gary, it's really hard to say that. I often look at it. Listen, we've all been in careers where you've been promised something, and it's not come through. The biggest problem is as a guy who has to work for a living, I don't actually just say to my boss, you know what, I don't agree with what you've promised me, and I'm now not coming into work because I know for a fact I'd get the sack. The biggest problem is there's far too much weight now behind players, and this is where the PFA have to jump in and start saying, enough's enough, guys. And we don't look at the Wisser situation with any other grace apart from he was wrong, and you can't say that Isak's situation is wrong because it is.
You're going into it. Gary,
2 seconds, buddy. What I'm saying is, like we heard from the agent the other day on Sky Sports, agents are at fault here. Because when Isak signed the contract for 6 years, nobody forced the issue. And the problem is at the start of a marriage, in these type of contractual situations, you also have to deal with the divorce between the player and the club. So that's when you talk about if ever there's a point where the club or the player wants out, is there a clause in situation that can be agreed by both parties? Now, you have to say to yourself, that isn't Isak's fault. It isn't Newcastle's fault. It's the agent who set the business up his fault, because all the agent ever did was want the purse. And because this was a big signing for him, and if you have a look at the pot that this agency actually works with, Isak now is more than top of the list. He is the empire. And I think he's been driven, unfortunately, by the agent, and he's been driven by Liverpool. And that's the unfortunate thing about it, mate.
Now, unfortunately, I was going to make a good, valid point, but you've made us completely forget it.
There you go.
There you go.
So, anyway,
Leslie.
on top of that, right, I don't blame Isak so much. Right, yes, this thing about you can't do it to your employer, right? This is a completely different kettle of fish, because if you did it to your employer as a working man, they're just going to sack you, gross misconduct,
Yeah, because
right?
you're on a contract, aren't you?
Yes, but if Newcastle could do that too, right, and say gross misconduct. The trouble is that means Isak walks away and Newcastle get nothing for him. So therefore, they've got to hold on to him because he's an asset, and then they can
Exactly.
bring money in off him. That's the difference with that
Mo-
one, right?
money in,
Now,
money in, or get your money's worth on the pitch. One of the two.
well, exactly, right? But if he's going to be leaving, you can't just sack him and say, right, we're
Well, I'm
tearing the
sorry.
contract up.
Why is he leaving?
Because because of the broken promises. He's happy.
But he's
He's
not leaving.
unhappy, right?
He's not. Yeah, he could be unhappy, but he can make himself happy again. Just as quick as he made himself unhappy, because
Yeah.
he's not leaving anywhere.
Give him the benefit of the doubt, Chris, right?
I
Because
have until he proved himself wrong.
he's disillusioned, and he's had his head turned by Liverpool. Now, let's get on to the second point. I watched a vlog by Adam Pearson the day, right? And it was brilliant. He came up with some great points. So he's going to get the credit for what I'm going to say next. But this is down to the agent, right? This whole situation, because the agency has got a bunch of absolute no-hopers on their books, right? And Isak has suddenly catapulted himself into this Super League of players, right, and what they're worth. So the agency, to feather their own nest and raise their own profile, are doing this, right? And if they can get this deal done with Liverpool, all of a sudden they've got links with Liverpool, they've got links with all the top clubs, Man United, Real Madrid, because they are the ones that dealt with Isak, right? So it's going to attract much more higher profile players to their agency, and this is all about the agency raising its own profile by using the mechanism, by using Isak as a tool in which to raise the profile of their agency. It's got sod all to do with Isak. They don't give a monkeys about Isak. What they're thinking of is raising the profile of their agency and getting better people on their books. Okay? So there's that to consider too, right? Because they've turned Isak against Newcastle and what he's doing and his position, because they're saying, oh no, go to Liverpool, go to Liverpool. They're filling him full of crap too, right? Because it's all about them raising the profile of their agency.
Okay.
So now with the Isak thing, right? So what if we do this? Isak now has said that he doesn't want to play for Newcastle anymore. Okay? So he wants to be sold. So what if we turn round and say, okay then, you want out the door? We'll open the door for you. We'll put you on sale to any club in the world except Liverpool. Right? And then say the door's open, you want to leave this club, you're up for sale, the price is going to be this. Any club that wants to come in and buy you, go with our blessing.
I wouldn't be opposed to that necessarily.
But you're not going to Liverpool.
Because I wouldn't be opposed to that necessarily, because it's clear that Liverpool has played a dirty part in this situation, because nobody had any inclination that he wanted out until the Liverpool rumor came out. When that came out, when everybody found out about Liverpool, so did Isak, and then he said, I'm done with this. Or maybe the agent said, hey, this is your moment. Make it happen. Go on strike. Anyways, Gary, we're getting on too long, but we got to get on with the show, mate. Let me go.
Points off that.
Yeah, go on, Boki.
With Isak in the club, I understand what you're saying, that we've let him down because we didn't offer him a contract or anything, but between the two parties, there's only one of them that's actually broke the contract as such.
Yeah, well,
Newcastle have paid him. They've done everything that he signed up for in that contract. However, just as for this, Gary, however, he's the one that's refusing to play now. So
Correct.
from the two sides, the only one
Well,
that's broke the
I don't-
contract is Isak.
Is Isak? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
so-
You're right.
Yeah. The other thing that you've got to also take into consideration, sorry, Chris, last point, is the person that promised him the new contract isn't at the club anymore.
Correct.
So that is nil and void now
But we
because there's
didn't
nothing written in writing.
It looks
we
like he's
didn't
turned
look
down a
out
new
for
contract.
him, though,
anyway.
did we? We didn't really push ourselves and look out for him to make sure that he was happy. We just kind of
What else? Hold on, though,
must have
Gary.
to
What
pass
else you have to do to make him happy, other than
Well,
pay him more money? What can he do? He goes, I mean,
give him his improved contract, which he was promised.
okay then, but that's about.
You know, right?
He got
You
the
know, but-
6-year contract. That was an improved contract.
It's not like he's getting
Which
paid
they've done now,
20,000.
by the way.
It's not like he's getting paid 20,000 a week, and then all of a sudden he scored all these goals. And by the way, this whole happened. Supposedly he was promised to get a new contract this summer window. You know, you gotta at least give it time. And now, if the club tells you you're not gonna get it, then I get it. You get upset and all that. Still, you have to go about it the right way. Thank you, Olusola, with another $10 super chat. Says Isak became what he is, playing for us, not the other way around. The platform to become a star was provided by us. He just did his job, for which he was well paid to.
And you've got to
too.
understand
No
as well,
excuses for bad behavior. Says Olusola.
you know, times are hard. Things are expensive these days, and the
Well, not
poor
for Isak.
guy, he must be struggling to make ends meet on 150 grand. a week.
Okay,
I
well,
was going to say,
okay,
it's a bit of
hey.
tongue in cheek there, Gaza.
Right. But anyway,
Okay, man.
let's hope we sign Samu.
That's
Yeah,
all.
absolutely.
It looks
This
like
guy,
we're
This
going to
guy
sign Malik
looks
Thiaw. But
like a bit of serious player.
yeah.
Anyway, lads, I'm going to let you get on with the show. Lovely
Okay,
talking
man.
to you
And
again.
Appreciate
you,
it.
as always, Gary.
Thank you,
well
Gary.
Take care,
Thank you very
Gary.
much. Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
RSL says, yes, Chris, you act like a big club and give him new terms in accordance with his improvement. Exactly. But I mean, by the way, he's reportedly got a new contract this week, and he declined it. So I assume we're not just gonna go from 120 to what is it, 120 or 140? 140.
He's on
Right?
120 at the minute.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're not gonna go from 120 to 130. So I'm
But
assuming the contract is very well improved.
2 weeks ago, well, I'd say 2 weeks ago, but when it all started to break, there was talk that it was 200, that he was offered 200 and it was refused. Then there's talk of,
Yeah.
I mean, there was 300,000 reported from a Liverpool journal. I mean, I don't know where these guys get the information from,
Anyway.
and it doesn't come from the Northeast journals. But again, that was the end of last week, and again, it's been refused. So it's not as if the club haven't listened to his cry for some more support, because they have. The biggest problem is now, and this is what I was saying, if the lad's head's been turned because he wants out, what Newcastle have to do is try and persuade him to stay.
Yep.
And
Or-
what Eddie
listen.
Howe has done wrong is by isolating him, because all he's had in
I don't
those
think so,
few
man.
times of but if you think about it, Chris, you put yourself in a cauldron where all you've got is negative vibes about Newcastle and all positive vibes about Liverpool, by agency, by Liverpool club themselves, by fans, everything. You're never going to get a chance to get yourself back on side. Eddie Howe did the mistake by not including him in the group, because by keeping him close in the group, you've got all your mates with you in the dressing room.
Yeah, but what
giving
about
you
the
back.
mate? What if his mates don't want him in there? That's also something else to think about if he's not going to be in it. I don't know, man. I actually think Eddie Howe did the right thing until Isak says, "Look, it is what it is. Let me go next season, but I'll play this season." And I thought, to be honest, it looks like that's the only option for Isak at this point. We got some quotes for Eddie Howe. Boki, go ahead before we go to
I
the.
think part of the problem is we've got a tendency to look at this from like black and white eyes. If you flip it over and look at it from Isak's point of view,
No, we have though.
but you look at it, you think, well, Liverpool, I hate to say this, but are a bigger club.
But nobody's denying that, Boki.
But then we can't deny that if we weren't willing to pay him that money, we can't deny the lad that the
What-
option
listen,
to go to Liverpool. So
We're not denying that. We're saying there's a way about it, and he didn't go about it the right way.
He's went about it completely wrong.
Therefore, that might have pissed off PIF to the point where I could care less what you want, Bunny Lad. I could care less. Now you went about it the wrong way. Now you're going to get the same treatment back. And instead of playing it the right way, why couldn't he done what Luis Diaz did for Liverpool, which is just go and do what he was supposed to do, although tell people that he was ready to go. Why couldn't he done that? And Boki, I see a little bit. You're happy about this loss against Atletico Madrid, man. I'm noticing you, man. There's something going on with you, and I want to know what's happening. But somebody sent us this, man. What's going on here? Oh, come on, man.
We are
I look young there.
What the hell is going on here? We got VAR. Boki, everything is for play right now. Explain yourself, man.
I can't deny it's me. Basically, what we used to do.
Well, we know it's you.
We used to bet money on who would win
the old bet thing.
Well,
Okay, man.
Then we started to see it got to the point where it was like,
man.
Then we got to the point where we said, if whoever wins the derby, the other fan has to wear their shirt.
No wonder you were happy about Athletic win today, because they were wearing your colors.
And as you can see, the lad that I had to wear the shirt up was a lot thinner than me.
Oh my God! Oh, come on, Boki. You can't. You never do this. You never do this, man. Oh my! And by the way, people are not buying.
Who's got that? Where's that come from?
Hey, we got everything around here. We do background checks on everybody, man. We got background checks on everybody. And by the way, somebody told me that you did play. You were an actor as well, man.
An actor?
Yeah. So I bet you make a lot of money. Yeah, man.
No,
Somebody told me. Somebody told me you played Chucky back in the 80s. You play for Chucky, man. Come on, man. Boki, man. Listen, man.
Hated me when I was abandoned.
Oh my God, people in the chat.
Bless.
Oh my goodness, people in the chat. What year was this?
Well, I was born in 1980, but it looks like it was about 62.
Oh man, they put a ball on top of your head.
Look about three or four, so maybe say 82, 83.
Oh my God, Chucky the Mackham. Oh no. Oh my God, I cannot believe you, Boki. No wonder, man. No wonder you go against Win. Anyways, quotes from Eddie Howe before we go, ladies and gents. All right, let's talk about Eddie Howe. Then Eddie Howe saying on Anthony Gordon, we hope he's okay. He got an ankle problem. We initially thought it was a muscle problem, but we think it's just a twist. He should be okay. Malik Thiaw, he said he doesn't know anything. I've heard nothing. I've been preparing these 2 games. Eddie Howe also on whether it will be best for all parties to grant Alexander Isak to move to Liverpool in order to bring in another striker. And he has said, that is not a decision I will make. Ooh, mighty win. Who is making these decisions, man?
That's the question I've been asking for weeks.
Malik Thiaw will have his...
saying this is all Eddie's fault because he's making the decision.
Now
if he was making the decision, he'd say pay the money.
Well, yeah, I could agree with you. But I'm just saying, man, he's the one that is saying this. According to Matteo Moretto, Malik Thiaw will have his medical tomorrow in the coming hours. For Newcastle United. Eddie Howe serves question on whether Isak is actively refusing to play for Newcastle. He says, I think I said enough last night, and we'll leave it at that. Ooh, man, he is having no reservations, or maybe he is, but he isn't on his tone of voice. And then also lastly, on are you hopeful you can change Alexander Isak's mind? He said, if it was that easy, I'd have done it yesterday. Oh, man. Win.
We are knackered.
Oh, my goodness, man.
That's my boy.
He is not being, he's tired, it looks like, Mr. Eddie Howe, of this whole situation. And I don't blame him, to be honest.
He looks flustered, mate, to be fair.
I don't blame him. Anyway, we're gonna put up a video of him if he comes up at any moment in time. Last but not least, one more from Dom says on reports of Alexander Isak told by the club that he's staying. No, that's not something I'm aware of. I'm not a party to all discussions, but I have no knowledge of that. So if the reports that he's been told that that he's gonna have to stay one way or another, well, obviously Eddie Howe not biting the bullet on that one.
And he says all outcomes possible, and adds, I want players who really want to play for this club.
That's right. Darren says, I feel for War Eddie. He's trying to prepare for a new season and has this saga. That's true. All right, then. So, folks, we're going to leave it at that. This was the match reaction for Atletico Madrid and Newcastle United at St. James's Park. Next week, we are back with the Premier League, of course. So join us on the watch along. Join us on the reaction. And, of course, every day we're going to have a show. Tomorrow night, though, we don't have a show. Tomorrow, 9 p.m., 90s Max on YouTube. Our sister channel, one of our channels, part of our network, is going to be live tomorrow at 9 p.m. with the D-Man and Jefferson. So join them. As for now, thank you to Olusola for 20 million super chats. Thank you very much to you, mate. Appreciate you very much indeed. Steve, by the way, as well, with 10 pounds. Olusola with another tenner. Jonathan Francois with $5. Olusola with $5 there. Matty Gorman with 2 pounds. Again, Olusola with a $10. Andrew Barnwick with £5, and Olusola once again with 10. So I appreciate all of you for your kind donations and your support as usual on the watch along and everywhere else. Thank you very much from behalf of NUFC Talk TV and the Macam, the Chucky the Macam, Chucky the Macam, man.
How are the lads?
How do you guys? How did the Macam say it?
That's with an H, with an A instead of an O.
But it's the same thing, right? Or they just changed it for just to be different?
When we're finished, I'm going to get a cheap pizza. So.
Hey, by the way, there you go. I can't tell the difference between a Malcolm accent and.
Didn't leave your keys on the cooker.
These keys are these keys.
Oh boy, we didn't even go to Sunderland. I should have went to Sunderland to see, what it's like.
No, you should.
It might not miss. It might not missing anything. It might not missing. I might not missing nothing. Anyway, folks, thank you very much indeed for joining us. We'll see you all on the next one. Bye bye.
See you later.
Bye. How are the lads?